The air buzzed with anticipation, the kind that precedes monumental moments. In a remote desert on Earth, under the relentless midday sun, a crowd of scientists, military personnel, and journalists gathered around the launch site. Their focus was not on a missile or a satellite, but on humanity's first faster-than-light, FTL, spacecraft, the Prometheus. Tall and sleek, it stood as a testament to human ingenuity and our unyielding desire to explore beyond our world. Alex Rivera, the chosen pilot for this historic mission, felt the weight of the moment as he adjusted his flight suit collar. He wasn't just flying a spacecraft, he was carrying humanity's hopes and dreams into the unknown. The Prometheus's engines roared to life, sending a wave of excitement through the crowd. With a burst of light, the spacecraft vanished from sight, breaking not just the sound barrier, but the light barrier itself. The test was a resounding success. The Prometheus returned to Earth, not only with data from its incredible journey but also attracting the eyes of the galaxy. The unique energy signature of the FTL test could not be ignored by the civilizations of the Galactic Council. It was an invitation, and the universe had noticed. Days after the Prometheus test, a delegation from the Galactic Council arrived in Earth's orbit. Their ships were unlike anything humanity had ever seen, brimming with technologies and powers beyond imagination. The world held its breath as these alien visitors made their intentions known. Earth was being considered for membership in the Galactic Council, but with one condition: humanity must prove itself worthy. The aliens' arrival sparked a mix of excitement and fear as people across the globe debated what this meant for their place in the cosmos. Amidst this whirlwind of activity, Alex was summoned to a high-level meeting with world leaders and the alien delegation. The meeting room felt surreal, with beings that looked like they had stepped out of a science fiction novel. The delegation was led by Ambassador Zorak of the Villian, a stern yet majestic figure. "Humans of Earth," he began, his voice a deep rumble that resonated through the room, "your achievements are commendable. However, before you can join us, you must demonstrate qualities beyond technological prowess. You will be tested." The test was unexpected, a challenge known as the solar trials, held on a planet where the sun's relentless heat was the crucible through which species were judged. Humanity's task was to survive under a star much fiercer than their own, a daunting prospect. But there was a determination among the human representatives. If this was the challenge they must face to earn their place among the stars, then so be it. Alex, chosen for his skills and now as a representative of human resilience and courage, was to lead the human team in the trials. The planet chosen for the solar trials was Helios Prime, a barren world under the gaze of a sun that blazed with an intensity capable of melting stone. As the human team arrived, the heat hit them like a physical force, a relentless assault that would be their constant companion throughout the trials. Alex surveyed the landscape. Dunes of glassy sand stretched to the horizon, interspersed with jagged rock formations offering no shade. Above, the sky was a curtain of fire, devoid of clouds. The first challenge was a race across a valley of fire, a treacherous path through geysers of flame and rivers of molten rock. The goal was to retrieve a crystal from the heart of the valley, a task requiring speed, strategy, and an unwavering will to survive. As the race began, Alex led his team with calm determination. Their suits were designed to protect them from the worst of the heat, but nothing could shield them from the oppressive force of the sun above. They navigated the hazards with a mix of caution and daring, relying on each other's strengths. Halfway through the valley, disaster struck. A sudden eruption sent a river of lava cutting across their path, separating Alex from his team. With the crystal in sight, he made a decision that defined the spirit of humanity. Instead of pressing forward alone, he turned back, finding a way to reunite with his team. Together, they reached the crystal, not first, but undeterred. Their unity in the face of adversity spoke volumes, earning them the respect of their competitors and the Galactic Council. As they returned to the starting point, the crystal in hand, they were met with a mix of applause and stunned silence. Humanity had shown they were contenders, not just survivors. That night, under a sky painted with alien lights, Alex and his team sat around a campfire, the crystal placed proudly at the center of their circle. They shared stories of Earth, of the diverse environments that had prepared them for this moment. From frozen tundras to scorching deserts, humanity had thrived everywhere, a testament to their adaptability and resilience. The challenges ahead would be greater, the competition fiercer, but under the alien sky, they were united in purpose and spirit. The solar trials were just the beginning. A first step into the wider galaxy. As the flames of the campfire danced in the night, reflecting in his team's eyes, Alex knew humanity was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, to forge alliances, and to make their mark among the stars. The journey would be perilous, but in Alex's heart, there was no fear, only an unbreakable resolve to show the galaxy the indomitable spirit of humanity. This was their moment, a chance to shine as brightly as the sun under which they had thrived, and they would not falter. The planet chosen for the solar trials was unlike any other, a barren expanse under the fierce gaze of a sun that blazed with an intensity capable of melting stone. Known simply as Helios Prime, it greeted the human team with an unforgiving heat that promised to be a constant companion. Alex stood at the edge of their camp, surveying the landscape. Dunes of glassy sand stretched to the horizon, interspersed with jagged rock formations offering no shade. The sky was a curtain of fire, devoid of clouds. The trials ahead were not just tests of physical endurance but of intelligence, teamwork, and adaptability. Participants included species from across the galaxy, each with unique abilities and vulnerabilities. For some, the intense sunlight was deadly poison, for others, the heat was a minor inconvenience. Humans fell somewhere in the middle, their earth-born resilience to sunlight giving them an edge many competitors lacked. The first challenge was a race across a valley of fire, a treacherous path through geysers of flame and rivers of molten rock. The goal was to retrieve a crystal from the heart of the valley, a task requiring speed, strategy, and an unwavering will to survive. As the race began, Alex led his team with calm determination. Their suits, designed to protect them from the worst of the heat, could not shield them from the oppressive force of the sun above. They navigated hazards with a mix of caution and daring. Relying on each other's strengths to overcome obstacles, halfway through the valley, disaster struck. A sudden eruption sent a river of lava cutting across their path, separating Alex from his team. With the crystal in sight, he made a decision that defined the spirit of humanity. Instead of pressing forward alone, he turned back, finding a way to reunite with his team. Together, they reached the crystal, not first, but undeterred. Their unity in the face of adversity spoke volumes, earning them the respect of their competitors and the Galactic Council. As they returned to the starting point, the crystal in hand, they were met with a mix of applause and stunned silence. Humanity had shown they were contenders, not just survivors. That night, under a sky painted with alien lights, Alex and his team sat around a campfire, the crystal placed proudly at the center of their circle. They shared stories of Earth, of the diverse environments that had prepared them for this moment. From frozen tundras to scorching deserts, humanity had thrived everywhere, a testament to their adaptability and resilience. The challenges ahead would be greater. The competition fiercer, but under the alien sky, they were united in purpose and spirit. The solar trials were just the beginning, a first step into the wider galaxy. As the flames of the campfire danced in the night, reflecting in his team's eyes, Alex knew humanity was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, to forge alliances, and to make their mark among the stars. The journey would be perilous, but in Alex's heart, there was no fear, only an unbreakable resolve to show the galaxy the indomitable spirit of humanity. This was their moment, a chance to shine as brightly as the sun under which they had thrived, and they would not falter. The aftermath of the valley race sent ripples through the Galactic Council and its members. The display of unity and determination under the harsh conditions of Helios Prime earned humanity respect but also inadvertently sowed seeds of concern among certain factions within the Council. Unknown to the participants of the solar trials, a clandestine meeting convened aboard a cloaked vessel in orbit around Helios Prime. A loose coalition of species, some seeing humanity's potential as a threat to their own standing, conspired to ensure that humans did not pass the final trials. The conspiracy was born out of fear and ambition, a dangerous combination that sought to undermine the very foundations of the Galactic Council's principles. They planned to sabotage the human team using subtle, untraceable methods to ensure their failure in the upcoming challenges. The goal was to discredit humanity, painting them as unworthy of council membership and preserving the status quo. Meanwhile, back on Helios Prime, Alex and his team prepared for the next phase of the trials, unaware of the machinations against them. Their spirits were high, bolstered by their performance in the Valley race, but Alex couldn't shake a feeling of unease. It was a sensation that went beyond the normal apprehensions of competition, a whisper of danger lurking just beyond sight. Their next challenge was to be held in the ruins of Cattle, an ancient city buried beneath the sands, its secrets guarded by a labyrinth of tunnels and chambers. The task was to navigate the labyrinth, solve its puzzles, and retrieve the artifact of Cattle, a relic said to hold the key to ancient wisdom. As the competition began, Alex led his team into the depths of the ruins. The interior was a stark contrast to the barren exterior, a maze of shadows and echoes where light seemed to be swallowed whole. They progressed cautiously, solving the puzzles that barred their way with a combination of logic, intuition, and teamwork. It was during a particularly challenging puzzle that the sabotage struck. A doorway that should have led to the next chamber instead collapsed, sealing Alex and his team inside a small, dark room. Panic rose as they realized their predicament, trapped with no apparent way out and their air supply slowly dwindling. But Alex refused to give in to despair. He rallied his team, encouraging them to focus on finding a solution rather than the problem. It was then that they discovered the sabotage, a device hidden within the walls that had triggered the collapse. With a renewed sense of purpose, they worked together to disable the device and find an alternative escape route, guided by the very principles that had brought them this far: unity, determination, and ingenuity. Emerging from the ruins, battered but unbowed, the human team was met with shock and admiration from the other participants and the watching members of the Galactic Council. They had faced an unforeseen challenge born from treachery. Yet they had overcome it with honor. In the aftermath of their escape, the sabotage could not be ignored. Investigations by the Council revealed the conspiracy against humanity, shaking the Council to its core and exposing deep-seated fears and prejudices that had lain hidden beneath a veneer of unity. For Alex and his team, the incident in the ruins of Cattle became a defining moment in their journey. They had faced the darkness of treachery and emerged into the light, their resolve stronger and their bond unbreakable. They knew now that the trials were more than a test of physical and mental strength. They were a crucible for the spirit, a demonstration of what it meant to be human. As the sun set on another day on Helios Prime, Alex looked out over the alien landscape, a sense of calm resolve settling over him. They had come this far, faced challenges beyond imagination, and still stood together, ready to face whatever came next. The path ahead was uncertain, fraught with danger and deceit, but one thing was clear: humanity would face it as one, their eyes fixed on the stars and their spirits unyielding. The revelation of the conspiracy against them cast a shadow over the human team, but it also kindled a fire. The trials were no longer just about proving humanity's worthiness to join the Galactic Council, they were now about standing up against the darkness that sought to undermine the very principles of unity and fairness the Council purported to uphold. As the Council initiated an in-depth investigation into the sabotage, the trials were temporarily halted, creating palpable tension among the participants and the various species watching from across the galaxy. During this uneasy pause, Earth received an urgent communication from the Council, a formal apology for the events that had transpired, along with a shocking revelation. The conspirators had not been content with merely sabotaging the trials, they had launched a fleet toward Earth, intending to make an example of humanity's defiance. The Council, bound by its principles, pledged to aid Earth in its defense, but the nearest fleets were days away. Humanity would have to stand alone in the initial hours of the conflict. Alex and his team were recalled to Earth, their participation in the trials cut short. As they made the journey back home, the reality of the situation set in. Earth, with its nascent space defense force, was ill-prepared for a full-scale assault. The team, trained for trials and not combat, felt deep unease, not for themselves, but for the world they were sworn to protect. Upon their arrival, the situation was grim. The enemy fleet had made its way into the solar system, broadcasting demands for surrender and submission. Earth's response was defiant, a refusal to bow to tyranny and oppression. The stage was set for a confrontation that would decide humanity's fate. Alex, despite being a pilot and not a soldier, found himself at the heart of Earth's defense strategy. The team's experience on Helios Prime, their resilience under extreme conditions and their ability to think creatively in the face of insurmountable odds, made them invaluable in this darkest hour. The battle for Earth was unlike any conflict humanity had ever faced. The enemy, believing in their own superiority, expected a quick victory. They had not anticipated the fierce resistance they would encounter, not just from Earth's fledgling defense forces but from the very people they sought to subjugate. As the battle raged, Alex led a daring mission to disable the enemy's flagship using a modified version of the Prometheus. Equipped with technology salvaged from the trials, Alex and a hand-picked team slipped past enemy lines. Their plan was desperate, their chances slim, but the fate of Earth hung in the balance. The mission was fraught with danger, every moment a dance with death, but Alex and his team moved with precision and determination, driven by love for their home and the unyielding spirit of humanity. They reached the flagship, planting charges that, when detonated, crippled the enemy's command and control capabilities. The resulting chaos among the invaders turned the tide of battle, giving Earth's defenders the opportunity they needed to mount a counteroffensive. In the end, it was not just advanced technology or sheer numbers that won the day but the indomitable will of a species fighting for its very survival. The enemy fleet, unable to regroup and overwhelmed by Earth's unexpected resilience, retreated. The cost of victory was high, but humanity had faced the abyss and emerged victorious. In the aftermath, the Galactic Council extended an invitation to Earth, not just as a member but as a symbol of the very principles the Council stood for. Humanity had proved not only their worthiness but their commitment to unity, justice, and the indomitable spirit that refused to bow to tyranny. As Alex stood before the Council, representing Earth, he felt the weight of history on his shoulders. He spoke not just of the trials they had faced but of the trials yet to come. Humanity was ready to take its place among the stars, not as conquerors but as equals, eager to learn and share, to defend the principles that bound them together. The journey ahead would be long and fraught with challenges, but with the galaxy watching, humanity stepped forward, united and unbroken, ready to embrace their destiny among the stars.